This is an application note for using Vivado in CPE 233 or Vivado in any course. Now the issue here is this is still an online course, and oftentimes you'll be having problems with Vivado and ask me for help, no big deal. And so I can most of the time, help people either by looking at their code or by taking control of their screen and looking at their code. But in some cases, I just kind of give up and say, send me your entire project and I will look at your code at home. I'll build your project at home and see what's wrong with it. So the issue here is you want to make that as easy as possible for essentially transferring your project from wherever you're working on it to wherever I'm working on it. Now, there's some issues here that if you do it right, you can make this transition process a little bit easier. So the issue here is when you're building your project, note that I provided a whole bunch of different modules for you. The issue is when you add those modules, there's a special way to add them. And so here I'm creating or adding a design source, etc., and I'm adding files. And so this is just some random file, happens to be a comparator. When I add that, I double clicked on it. When I add that, I want to make sure that this is this checkbox here is checked, essentially meaning that I'm going to copy the file into my project. If I don't hit this, it's going to put a link in there, and so that the file will never actually be in the project, which creates a problem when you're trying to send that file to me. So essentially you're going to send me the whole directory full of everything. The directories contain a link to the file and not the file itself, and then essentially you're going to fail at sending it to me, and it's just a huge pain in the butt. You don't want to do that. So when you're adding projects, when you're adding sources to your project, make sure this is checked. I can't remember if it's defaults to this or not, but make sure it's checked. And at that point, I'm not going to finish this, but you just click finish and move on. And so that's the important thing. Always do that. Makes it easier to transfer projects. And that is the end of this note.